synergy, self-awareness practice to calm down the mind, to minimize the reaction of the mind with the right thinking. First thing is to be comfortable. The more you learn about this aspect of being comfortable, only being comfortable will take you deeper. So understanding and doing the practice is very important. If you do it mechanically, it will not work. So first thing to understand, we're being comfortable, practice part. You look at neck joint, mind looks at the neck joint, you feel the sensation, being comfortable and steady. You experience the steadiness. You have 3 levels of experience. So every time the mind goes to the body, mind is going to the shoulder joints. Yes. So the mind is feeling that shoulder joints. Feeling is what? Sensation. And in that sensation, you know. What do you know? That you are comfortable. So that there is a sensation of being comfortable. And after that, there is another knowledge, experience. What is that experience of steadiness? Now understand, when the body has comfort in the steadiness, the mind will be prevented from being anxious. So by regular practice, it makes the habit. Practice, habit. So what will happen? The habit that the brain has created will change. What the brain has created, a habit of anxiety. This is what I am saying. Nothing new but clarity. So looking at the hip joint, just looking at the hip joint casually, you feel the sensation. I'm not forcing that you should feel. Naturally, where the mind is, mind knows the hip joint, the very knowing gives you the sensation. And then steadiness, knee joints, ankles, toes, entire body, and body is comfortable. Body is comfortable. Not only it is an experience of comfort, but also a sense of steadiness. Okay. So, as I said, we are making this practice more intense. So, looking at the rib cage, and looking at the rib cage and start breathing quick in the short breath from the chest through the nostrils. That's good? Yes, continue. This is really good. Just continue. You may experience some changes, some freshness, some sensation inside the head into the body. It's okay. Continue. 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 We are releasing those moments of anxiety, impressions from the mind by this practice. This is what we say, purifying the mind. Continue. And stop it. Just experience the changes. Today you may have a variety of experiences that you may feel as if the body is rising up or sinking into the floor, or you may have a vision in the colors. Be with it, accept it, recognize it. You are in safe hands. And now we will add the synergy practice here. So it has to be done today with a 4-pointed awareness. First, the right arm, open all the fingers and stretch and tighten the right arm. You may lift little above the floor, so all the fingers are open. You feel the stretching on the palm, the wrist, the forearm, elbow, the upper arm is totally stretched and tightened. Start breathing deep, silent and slow. The second point, move the mind inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingers and fingers to the shoulder as you breathe out. But while moving the mind, sing in your mind that I'm moving in peace and happiness. And when you are saying this, moving in peace and happiness, you are looking into the space and emptiness and blankness. This is how we are going to change the brain. 5 points. Stretch and tighten, deep silence, slow breath, mind moving within. Mind is moving within, saying I'm moving in peace and happiness while looking at the space emptiness, whether it is a space, whether it is darkness, whatever you say, everything is okay. Make it stretch, tightened. First, deep silence, slow breathing from the belly and the chest. Mind is moving within. Mind is saying, I'm moving in peace and happiness with awareness of the space. Awareness of the space, where? Inside the right arm. Inside the right arm. And release the stretching from the right arm. Do nothing. Continue to move the mind. Continue to move the mind on the right arm, casually, with awareness, or saying that I'm moving in peace. So now there is no stretching, there is no deep silence, slow breathing, but you are moving the mind inside the right arm and continue to say, moving in peace and happiness. Why we are saying mentally? We are replacing the old habit developed by our Right. Now the left arm, stretch and tighten. Start with a deep silent, slow breathing. Second point. Third, mind is moving within. Fourth point, you are singing mentally, I'm moving in peace and happiness, but with awareness of the space inside. Awareness of the space or darkness or emptiness inside the left arm. Remember stretching, tightening, deep silent, slow breath. Mind moving inside, saying mentally, I'm moving in peace and happiness, and looking into simply the space. There is nothing, need not to worry. You simply absorb the space or the emptiness. Where? Inside. With a deep, silent and slow breath. Now release the stretching. Release and drop the deep, silent, slow breath. But the mind continues to move there in that state, and you're still singing in your mind. I'm moving in peace and happiness. You may say in your own language, which you like. Maybe English, maybe your own language, maybe the Sanskrit language, Shantuham. Now the right leg, stretch and tighten the right leg. You need not to lift, and the toes are stretched outside, so that you will feel the stretching in the ankle joints. Now, so this, so that you feel the stretching, tightening here, calf is tight, knee and the thigh. Deep silence, slow breathing. Second point, mind is moving inside. It is kind of a landscaping. You're doing inside, in the space, and I'm moving in peace and happiness with awareness of the space inside. The boundary is your right leg. Mind is moving inside. Deep silence, slow breath, and you're singing, I'm moving in peace and happiness, looking into the space. You see, you're transcending, you're bypassing the wrong notion in the thinking, and which the thought that causes you the anxiety. So we need to do the practice, not physical, not with the breathing, but not with the mind, but also with the emotion. So I have added all the 5 points here. And more the stretching, greater the stretching, deeper the breathing, and singing, all will bring about a change. And release the stretching from the right leg. Continue to move the mind with the normal breath. Breath is normal. You bypass the body, you bypass the breath, the mind has to work on the mind. The mind is moving inside the right leg and singing. I'm moving in peace and happiness with awareness of the space. Understanding that, sometimes the mind says, no, what will happen? Oh, it is causing a reaction to the practice. See that? This is how the mind cheats us. Now, stretch and tighten the left leg. You should feel that stretching. Start deep, silent, slow breathing. Mind is moving inside the left leg. I'm moving in peace and happiness, looking into the space. See the 5-point awareness. First point of awareness is stretch and tightening. Second point is deep silence, slow breathing. Third point is the mind is moving inside the left leg. Fourth point is you are singing, I'm moving in peace and happiness. And the fifth point is you are looking into the space. Just looking into the space and emptiness. Continue. Continue. It's a little longer, but intense practice. Continue with the 5-point awareness. It is an awareness. You can easily understand that when I say you are aware of the stretching and tightening, you are aware of the deep silence, slow breathing, you are aware of the mind moving within, you are also aware that you are saying, I'm moving in peace and happiness, and you are also aware of the space. Awareness is one, as if it has 5 different rays. And those rays will influence the brain and the mind, release the stretching and the tightening, even leave the deep silent slow breath. But the 3 points are intact. You move the mind inside the left leg casually, singing and looking into the space. From the 5 points we drop to the 3-point awareness. So where we bypass the body and the breath, we are not touching the body and the breath. So what happens? The mind seems to live within. And when it lives within, it changes. Today, we are just understanding the principle and also doing the practice. And now stretch the right arm, right leg, left leg, squeeze your eyes, tense, stretch and tighten your forehead. The entire body we have to do. Yes, that's really good. More. And start breathing deep, silent and slow. Second point, the third point is mind is moving from the top of the head to the toes. Fourth point, you are singing in your mind. Mind is calm. This is a conscious stretching. And you are separating your body from that. You are separating the mind from the body. And looking into the space. The mind will return to the body. No, this is too much. Don't listen to it. I am moving in peace and happiness with a deep, silent and slow breath. I'm moving in peace and happiness, looking into the space. But the stretching continues. So what you are teaching to the mind, that even if you have too much of stress in the body, the mind has to continue with the deep, silent, slow breathing. Mind has to remain calm while looking into the space. That is our objective in the practice. So even what will happen after the practice, once you get it completely, So what will happen? That even if the outer, in the society and the world outside, you have challenges, the mind says, okay, I will deal with it. One way of dealing with it. And release the stretching totally, allow the body to remain relaxed and comfortable. No more long breathing, moving the mind on the body inside from the top of the head to the toes, looking into the space and saying mentally, I'm moving in peace and happiness. I am 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 moving in peace and happiness. And we will continue saying mentally, I'm moving in peace and happiness, but at this time, deep inside the forehead, mentally. But at the same time, we are doing the humming sound with a deep, silent and slow breathing. So start breathing deep, silent and slow, first into the belly, then into the rib cage, looking deep inside the forehead. Mentally you are saying, I'm moving into peace and happiness, but outwardly you are doing the louder, deeper and longer, my friend. Continue. You're also singing in your mind, I'm moving into peace and happiness, and you're looking into the space. Continue the humming sound. Stop it. Now experience, look at the head and the neck and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. What is the knowledge part? When the body experiences sensation, relaxation and stillness, body and the breath are the servants, are the instruments for the mind to act in the world. But when it is in the state of sensation, relaxation and stillness, it prevents the mind to follow the habit of anxiety, of reaction. But you have to deepen the practice, my friend. Move the mind on the right arm. The mind is on the right arm. Move the mind on the right arm a couple of times, and every time you experience sensation, relaxation, stillness. It may be tingling, it may be numbness, and that is much better, deeper option. The mind on the left arm, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Mind goes to the rib cage, front and the back. Sometimes for the first instant the mind cannot feel the entire part of the body. Move the mind once again on the rib cage in the front and the back. And as you move, your experience of sensation, relaxation, stillness is there. That is what we need to experience. I'm not forcing, but when we do these steps, it happens. The mind goes to the belly, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. The mind goes to the spine, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Right leg, sensation, relaxation and stillness. The mind goes to the left leg, feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind on the entire body. You see that at this point the mind is looking at the body from outside and it is experiencing sensation, relaxation and the stillness. And this sensation, relaxation and stillness outside on the body came from inside. So let us see. Look inside the head and the neck and explore space or emptiness and any sensation inside. Any sensation inside at this moment is of calmness. And if you become aware of the space or the blankness inside the head, it is the state of quietness. Same thing, look inside the rib cage. Outside is clear, sensation, relaxation and stillness. But inside, there is a space, there is a sensation. So what's happening? We are now working on the mind. Your mind may not appreciate, but when you work for daily, mind will realize, oh, there is already a state of calmness and quietness inside, but it is the thought coming from the past causes the anxiety to me. Look inside the belly, space in the sensation, calmness and quietness. The mind goes inside the right arm. Mind goes inside the right arm and experience the space and the sensation. The sensation is of calmness. The space is of quietness. Move the mind inside the left arm. Sensation and the space. Sensation there, why we are not able to feel the sensation? Because the mind falls down into unconscious past habit and the impressions. That is how when we don't feel those. But you may feel, it may come, it may go. But by regular practice it will happen. Move the mind inside the right leg. Just be there. Be there. Feel the sensation and the space, the calmness and the quietness. Move the mind inside the left leg. Be there. Feel the sensation and the space, the calmness and the quietness. Move the mind inside the body. Move the mind inside the body from the top of the head to the toes. Sensation in the space, calmness and the sense of quietness. The thoughts may be there. What is calmness? You experience the thoughts are too far from you. And what is quietness? You feel there are some thoughts, but they are not at all disturbing you. That is what the quietness is. That your mind realizes the thoughts are there, but the mind doesn't understand. You see, in a class, the students whisper, the teacher doesn't understand. But the teacher knows through the expression that, yes, this guy is talking, whispering. That is what we say the quietness is. So let the thought be there. Don't worry about it. Now, asato ma satgamaya. All my anxiety, stress, duality and a conflict belongs to my false nature. Who created the false nature? My mind. How it created the false nature? Because of the wrong notion, wrong thinking. And what is my true nature? Is inner peace and happiness, love and wisdom. That is my true nature. So, what is the principle? In life, we should be moving from the false to the true nature. Asato ma satgamaya. So, first is I should know. What is to know? Asato ma satgamaya. What is the meaning? We should move from the false to the true nature in our life, in our thought, speech, and action. True nature cannot be undone. False nature definitely can be changed. The second principle, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, moving from ignorance to wisdom. What is ignorance? Incomplete knowledge of who am I. We are not born with an anxiety, we are not born with an anger, we are not born with duality and a conflict. All have come as we grow older, conditioned by the parents, our society, culture, our fears. But we consider this has become my nature. What should I do? Ignorance, incomplete knowledge of who am I. And wisdom, the very wisdom and the knowledge is a power that liberates. And that is what we are doing. Mrityu Rama Amritam Gamaya. So there is a choice. The mind work on us or we work on the mind. When you are working on the mind, everything falls into the right place. Why? The mind is an instrument like car. You drive your car, and wherever you want to drive your car, the car goes there. But if the car drives us, that is what happens in anxiety. We are not able to separate ourselves from what the mind is doing. We become the mind. There is no other problem at all. So that is why I said, working on the mind, or the mind is working on us. If the car is working on us, we know what is going to happen. It's very clear. So when we speed the car starts working on us. That is why this speeding is a violation of the law. How simple, the same thing with the mind. Now look at the breath. The breath is going in, breath is coming out. No, doing nothing, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Casually, you may have variety of experiences, if not today, but when you continue to do it, when you wake up in the morning and before going to the bed, you will notice the mind remains on the breath, and every time it moves with the breath, it gives you an experience of deeper calmness and peace. So that peace is revealed. Means what? The peace is already inside. So we remove the veil, the curtain of the mind that has created the false nature. So it is not that by practice the peace is created. It is already there inside. We remove the curtain. We remove the veil of the false nature of the mind. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand. Feel the sensation. Move the mind on the left hand. Feel the sensation. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down and